thank you so much for joining in. Good afternoon. How have you been?
I'm doing fine. How about you? Thanks for
Very
asking.
well. Very well. Thank you so much. Rajat, an impressive score. Day before yesterday with a 760, a Quant 50 and a verbal 42. This is like, I am a big fan. Rajat, you could just walk us through the first time that you initially started with this preparation. What thought that you had? Because it certainly you showed that, right? Without a 760, you're not going to give up. That was the attitude. So was that the same thought before you met Sandeep or before you came across top 1%?
No, absolutely not. I think before I got to know about top 1% and I actually saw that, people were achieving this score, uh, I didn't think that it was possible. Like to be very honest, actually, I'll go back, I think 2-3 years back. And at that time is when I actually started out thinking that, okay, I will either give the GRE or the GMAT. And at that time, my mom asked me that, what is the score that you're targeting? I said, if I get a 720, it's good. Because at that time, that is what I thought. Like, if you get a 700 plus, it's good. Then my mom being my mom, and she has always been this person who says that, if you aim high, that is where you'll sort of end up slightly lower than that. So she came and told me that, no, you should aim for 750. And I was like, no, that's not possible. How can 750 no one gets, right? So yeah, from there on till here, I think I have only one person to thank, and that is Sandeep sir. Uh, I think the biggest thing, see, the material aside, the coaching aside, and everything aside, I think the biggest thing is just him showing that it's possible,
Right.
right? So many examples, and that is what motivated me. That if someone else can do it, then why not me? Uh, so yeah, I think over the last 1.5 year, I think I gave.
Delving into the preparation mode, what could you share some insight into the material that you use that kind of just stood out in helping you build your accuracy, in helping you improve the score every take that you took, and the resources, materials, videos, even for that matter, mocks and the support. If you could just take us through and give some insight on that, how did you use those
Yeah.
materials?
All right. So I think the material was great. It's really exhaustive. I'm not sure how many people will actually be able to complete all of the material. It is actually that much.
Right.
But yeah, I think I was one of the few people who actually completed most of it.
You did?
Uh, yeah, and but in all of this, I think if I have to cut it short and say what the thing that was the most useful for me personally, it was the mock test portal. So there are just so many tests over there. I remember in Quant, I think there are about 25 tests. In verbal, also there are another 20-25 tests. And then there are full length mocks as well. There are mid practice mocks and whatnot. So
Sectional.
those and apart from that, there are so many questions also which come along before you start each topic and after each topic. So yeah, I think just doing those questions, especially the mocks. So the portal mocks, so I think Quant, I've done each mock at least 2 times. I think there must be 10-15 mocks which I've done 3 times. So I ran out of questions in the end. So I was just doing the same ones over and over again. But yeah, I think from the material and preparation perspective, I would say the mocks were really great. Uh, and other than Sandeep's material, I didn't use anything else. I did purchase this Experts Global 15 GMAT, the 15 mocks package, but I think I solved only 7-8 of those because the level of the questions was very different, and it was different from basically what I had prepared and what I had expected.
Right.
Uh, so that and MBA.com mocks, that was all the material and practice that I had.
And while you were preparing, the kind of support that you needed, was that fulfilled through faculties? Do you remember or recall any of these instances where you did have any conversations or so?
Yes, absolutely. So last year, I remember I was struggling a lot with RC, and I mean, I wouldn't say I was struggling. I was struggling a lot with RC. I was struggling with pretty much everything.
Right.
But RC, I was struggling the most. And I also think RC is the most difficult for someone to guide you on. I mean, yeah, Octave is there. Awareness videos are there. They are very helpful. But for someone who has, watched everything already, like, a couple of times and is still not able to build up the accuracy. So I felt that, no one can really help me. But yeah, that time I had reached out to the top 1% help team and they connected me with Deep. He just said that no, just he essentially just reiterated, and again he also did the same thing. He said that look, it's possible, right? So it was the same thing that Sandeep sir had also mentioned in his videos, that the first 50 passages you do focus on accuracy and don't look at the time, and then the remaining 50 you sort of time it. So that is what I did. I didn't do all 50-50 of those, but then yeah, like just doing it over and over again, trying to apply some of the principles that were taught, and also just being more present. Uh, yeah, that is what helped me. I think rest of the topics were fine. I didn't really seek any help. It was just RC. So yeah, I got good support on that.
This goes only because you said you were struggling with RC, and I know so many students have been benefited. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to ask, did you get a chance to go through the KTW, and in any way did it help you with your preparation?
Yes, definitely. So I have watched all the KTW videos, the three awareness videos, or am I saying it the other way around? Yeah, there are
RC
three.
awareness is the
Uh-huh.
test that you have to do.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't watch them from an RC perspective. I just, I started one. I was in the middle of my preparation, and it was kind of getting monotonous to watch the lecture videos. So sorry. So I just started watching the KTW videos, and it just felt so interesting. So I was like, okay, I'll stop all of the Netflix that I'm watching. I'll stop all of the YouTube that I'm watching, and I'll watch this. So yeah, every time I was having my meals or I was just free, I was watching it, and it was really helpful. It, even if not very helpful from an exam perspective, because personally for me, maybe it might help someone else. I didn't get questions out of US history or all of that stuff,
In the
but
exam.
yeah, but I think yeah, if someone gets it from that, then it'll really be helpful. Outside of the exam perspective, yes. So I have actually quoted a lot of things that Sandeep sir has mentioned in the KTW videos. For example, this evolution cycle, right? How human babies are born in 9 months, so premature baby actually caused the evolution of social media, and why humans need that whole social angle. So I've spoken to multiple people about this, and it really helps engage the discussion. So yeah, I think that was also a very great I think bonus as part of the material.
Preparation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, straightforward on the 760 day, the D day we can call. Because then you have had an attempt to very quickly previously, but was there any questions that you felt that seemed out of like not familiar at all, or something uh, that seems strange, or probably that you've never seen before in the exam, or by this time you were pretty familiar with all the questions that has appeared?
Yeah, so as I said, right, I was actually I had exhausted all of the at least from a quant perspective, I had exhausted all of the material. So yeah, when I like read the first few words of a question, I knew that okay, this is a two set sort of problem, or this has to be approached in this way. I knew exactly that this question there is going to be a trap. In fact, in my 760 attempt in the third quarter, I had, I think, out of the 7-8 questions, I think all 5-6 of them were DS traps. Uh, and I, recollected that, okay, this is the kind of thought that the person who's preparing the question has put into this, and this is what he wants us to fall into. So yeah, I just sort of knew the psychology and was able to do it. Yeah, that's about it. Quant.
Did you
So
maintain an error log while doing your preparation at all?
yes.
Yeah.
So I actually maintained it in Google Sheets. It's a very colorful sheet. With it's colored, like all my correct answers are marked green, all my wrong answers are marked red, and there's like a reason written beside each one, that this is a problem solving question, this is a data sufficiency question, what is my accuracy in each one, why did this particular question go wrong.
That
When
must
I
have boosted
approached
your
it,
confidence heavily, I would say.
yeah. So just wanting to make that whole sheet look green, right? Again, that was a
Yeah.
motivation for me.
Motivation.
When I was actually revisiting the questions, I was again marking that, okay, this was a question that I'd done wrong the first time. Have I understood it now? And there were still some questions which, I was doing them wrong the second time as well. But it was okay. I knew that, okay, if there are 31 questions, something is going to go wrong. But yeah, most of the things, like I think the having the error log also helped. Error log in combination with my ESR. So when I actually looked at my exam, I saw what my exam pattern was, which quarter I was doing what wrong, which topic I was doing wrong. I could, focus on that particular topic, try to uh, pick up what is a trap there or what is a hack there that will help me.
Right now, so looking back at your entire journey, this is what Sandeep sir says, that he has made this entire course based on his own experiences of years and years of experience of finding the right technique and right strategy towards it, and he's made that format. Now you have taken that course. Now, if you look back and if you want to possibly talk about your journey to somebody else or someone who's watching this particular interview, right? What would you say that you would have done differently? Or let's put it this way: then what's one thing or few things that you must do to kind of just achieve it within a set target, and the other, that's something that you should completely avoid while you're preparing for GMAT?
That's a tough one because the material is just so perfect. And like this is like I'll have to nitpick that, okay, this is what you should do different. But
Maybe
I
not
would
a material perspective, maybe your own version of how you looked at the material or your own preparation per se. Yeah.
got it. So I think very honestly, I would say that whatever external inputs that you get, be it coaching or whatever it is, whatever you see around you, uh, that is only one aspect of it. The rest is you yourself. You have to understand yourself, right? If someone is telling you that you have to approach this question in this way, it's okay that you can take that input, but ultimately you should not forget uh, your original way of doing it. I mean, it's okay, that method might be better, but always have your method as a backup.
Right.
If possible, in the exam, that method might save you time, but don't forget your original thought process or how you would have solved the problem otherwise, because you don't know what is going to come in the exam. Right? It's possible that that particular technique doesn't strike you in the exam, how even if you would have practiced like 20, 30, 50 times. So I think that is what helped me, especially I think in SC. While most of the problems I was able to solve by the rules and how like looking at the options, eliminating and all, some of them still I had to go with my gut feel. I had to read it 5 times and just see what was making more sense. So I think to anyone watching this, I would say that yeah, just see what works for you. Uh, and yeah, I mean, it'll definitely help. That is one thing. And another advice that I have is the whole, I mean, this is me praising the course also. I didn't see it as a course, right? Otherwise, I would have slacked off. I would not have completed it, whatever it is. I saw it as a real life like learning. For example, SC, right? Uh, we use a lot of wrong communication. We say, like I said, or whatever it is. When I watched the course, I actually saw myself applying those principles in my everyday office messages or WhatsApp messages also. Like not caring what people would say. I would say something like, the data are saying this. The data is actually a plural word. So yeah, if you're able to inculcate all of the things that you learn from the videos and from the material, not only from an exam perspective, then it'll actually help you. Even if you might think that it is not helping you, it actually will
Yeah.
in on the exam day or sometime in the future, like after you write the exam also, you will be writing college essays and you will be doing projects, whatever it is, giving interviews.
Right.
So it does help. So don't view it as a course, view it as a learning that you're going to have with you for life.
Practical
Uh,
application of it.
yes,
I must
absolutely.
tell you this. Yeah, I must tell you this, Rajat. See, for a lot of students, 720 was just like, it is a great score. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you thinking of it, not a good score and then really aiming, it's a salute. Yeah, this is what Sandeep sir inspires every student of his to be able to achieve, like what you initially started quoting, ki agar wo achieve karna hai, the higher score can get you there, whatever your dream is. So that you're making yourself more competitive in this competitive ecosystem that we have, right? So again, that is something commendable. I'm inspired. One
Yeah.
last thought about yourself. So you could just give a little bit of background about yourself and what next for you from this point. Now you have the score. What are your target schools? Where are you seeing yourself next? If you can just give us a brief.
All right. So, for my background, I've actually rehearsed this a lot because I'm in the process of giving my interviews and applications, but I'll not keep it so formal. So yeah, I have around 4.5 years of experience right now. I've worked across three of India's best startups, Udaan, Meesho, ShareChat. Right now, I'm with ShareChat in the product team. Prior to getting started with work, I graduated from BITS Pilani, did my engineering in electronics and communication, and did a lot more things in college except studying. So yeah, that's about my background. I'm a typical general engineering male, because of which the college applications are also a lot more difficult for me. But yeah, that's about my background. Uh, Looking ahead, right now, as I said, I'm in the process of doing my applications. I had applied to a couple of schools in round one. Confident, I think. Let's see how round two goes. Hopefully, I don't have to write it again.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
No
remember that
way.
you were
With GMAT, you're sorted from here.
yeah.
At least that I can be very confident about.
Let's hope so. Let's hope.
And here's another thing. Sandeep sir knows about it. He couldn't join today, and he really wishes you and the entire team is very, very proud of you. I can't say how much I can't stop saying about this thing. We're extremely proud, and Sandeep sir's wishes to you as well. And he really wants to see a best of the admit. And I hope you keep this communication going with Sonal, with me, or with any one of us. We'll be very thrilled to know that you crack a big admit right there. Okay, we'll stay in connect. Please reach out anytime. Tomorrow there is a session on B School, and let's hope that I think Sonal will be sharing that information.
He has attended our 3 session once before.
Yeah, so that there'll be some perspective about application as well. All right. Thank you so much, Rajat, for joining in. You have
Awesome.
the best of the times ahead. Thank you.
Really expecting another message from you with a charm thing that you got an admit as well.
Yes, definitely.
And his
definitely.
excitement, the way he messages the first thing, it's like, I'm so thankful.
I'm
Thank you so much.
I'm driving from the exam center. It's traffic, and I've not even reached home. I'm sitting there and I'm cribbing. Yeah, Sonal, this is what happened in the exam. This is
I
not
know,
supposed to
I know.
happen.
And that's when I said it felt like a complete circle when you shared that 760. I was so happy that
Yeah.
from there to here, it's like too good, too good. All the best
Thanks.
for the journey, and please stay in touch. And we wish
Yes.
you all the very best.
Thank you so much. It was great chatting with you folks. Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Bye.
Great
Take
day
care.
ahead.
Bye. Take care.
Hey. Thank you, Natasha.